Hello, Transformers, Autobots, and Decepticons. I'm your host, RoboGamer1HD, and today we are going to be talking about the highly anticipated game by Splash Damage and Bulkhead Studios called Transformers Reactivate. For those who don't know me, I have been in the Transformers community for a very long time now, since like back in the PS3 era. So I have been around for quite some time. My channel not so much because it's been rebooted over the years, but I'm here with an awesome new channel here, of course, and I'm here to showcase a lot of new content for the Transformers Reactivate game and any future games and toys along the line. So recently we saw some leaks regarding the toys for Transformers Reactivate. They are currently considered Rise, but there's some wishy-washy information about like whether or not they're actually going to repackage it as Reactivate or slap a sticker on it or just leave it as Rise altogether and then re-release the toys down the line or something like that. And who knows what's going to happen there, if they're just going to be single packs, double packs, we'll see. But long story short, guys, as we go further and further, we're getting closer and closer to the Game Awards for this year. And of course, Transformers Reactivate is just so very exciting in a sense that we've seen a lot of leaks over the past, but we haven't actually seen official information from Splash Damage themselves, especially with the brand new engine, Unreal Engine 5. So it's very disturbing to a lot of Transformers fans that we haven't really seen a lot of official information, but we've seen a lot of leaked information. And today is one of those days where I'm going to be sharing more information regarding the details of the game and also talking about something that recently happened to me last night, and that was a mega dump of just tons and tons of in-game character renders, artwork, and artwork renders and whatnot. Yeah, there's just a ton of stuff that I recently received, and it's just so much information. And we all know that the Transformers characters are going to stay the same or slightly similar or changed from when Certain Affinity had their hands on the game to when Splash Damage has their hands on the game. We know for a fact that Bumblebee is staying exactly the same because of the announcement trailer. It showed him in the announcement trailer. So whether or not that was just an Easter egg to just hats off to Certain Affinity kind of thing in their trailer, or whether or not that's actually Bumblebee in the official Unreal Engine 5 game, who knows? But if they're sticking with that type of concept, that idea with that character, I have no doubt in my mind that the other characters are staying exactly the same too. And if they do, I think it's going to be absolutely amazing because the designs that they have for these characters that I have recently received look absolutely amazing. And just to discuss it a little bit, there are some really awesome, I have like up to 5 versions of each individual character, of like early iterations to current iterations of the character, and it looks really, really good. Let's just say that. So if you are a long-term Transformers fan and you really like seeing the designs of characters, some people will say that, oh, it's mid, or it's okay, it's all right kind of thing for those people who are really picky. But for the people that are super excited and are fans and have seen iterations of characters for a very long time, they will say that these characters are actually very good. They're decent, they're solid kind of thing. And while the material and some of the plastics, for example, like the toys, are like they're a little bit okay kind of thing, the material I kind of wish was maybe a little bit better. But of course, just looking at the toys, even they have a really good design to them, and it shows that going from the in-game designs to transferring it to the toys as well. So yes, of course, I've seen Soundwave, I've seen Optimus Prime, we've seen, of course, leaked publicly is Bumblebee and Starscream, and it would be better for us to even see better designs of these characters up close with like a real good camera being shot at these, because obviously those screenshots are old for the Toys R Us leak and the Star Comics website, where it shows Starscream and Bumblebee in their box. So guys, I would really love to see those characters in person and see what they look like now and see them in their best way or their best form. And that's the same with Soundwave and Optimus Prime. We received images of them and they look really, really good. Especially I love Soundwave, But Optimus Prime, on the other hand, I mean, like, just the screenshots alone make them a little bit blurry, but I still love them regardless. Like, Optimus Prime is a beast-looking Optimus Prime, in my opinion. I actually really like him, and I cannot wait to get my hands on him too. Speaking of which, I will be getting one of the toys very soon, so I will be able to showcase early access of one of the Transformers toys for Transformers Reactivate. So that will be very soon. Keep your eyes out for that. I will update you guys as soon as I can. Now, talking a little bit more about the renders. The renders, however, there's like Starscream, Slipstream, there's Sunstreaker, there's Hot Rod. Back in the day, they had a prototype for him before it was actually transferred over to Splash Damage. So Hot Rod was a little, he was a little make or bust kind of thing back then, especially for Sunstreaker. Like, there is nothing for Sunstreaker for renders, so it's unknown if Sunstreaker was actually finished before the handover to Splash Damage. So it's even unknown if Sunstreaker is still there. I would assume so, because like he was already concept art, and they already probably rigged him up already. Then there's Starscream. Then there's who else? Ironhide, Ratchet, Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Megatron. And there is one other character that I cannot reveal to you guys, because I think he's kind of a spoiler to the storyline and the lore of the story. I was talking with like 3 other guys I've been talking extensively with about the game, the lore, and Splash Damage actually has really gone to a place where it actually sounds really good. Like where they're actually taking the information from the comics and from the G1 TV show, they're grabbing from a really good place in the G1 TV show, and I think it's going to be actually a really awesome narrative story for us as Transformers fans. I think we're going to be really surprised, and we may have actually figured out maybe a villain potentially that's beyond the Quintessence. So I'm just saying that for now. Now, of course, all of this stuff, please take it as a grain of salt, take it as rumors at best. But one thing that I really wanted to talk about today is the backpacks, and this may even debunk an old theory. I don't even know if it's relevant for whoever created it. I can't even remember who thought up of this theory, but the backpacks on the renders that we've seen in the past, those backpacks with the teal looking rings, or whatever you want to call them, on the backs of even the vehicle forms and on the renders, like for example Optimus Prime, if I don't have it already on screen, guys, it's really cool, the teal looking. And at first we thought, oh, it's got to be related to the game, the lore of the story, right? Well, no, actually the reason for these are as simple as they're just boosters on the back. So of course they're boosters for like when you're in game as the character, or even as you're in vehicle form, just boosting really fast, and you see a tail stream from the back of your character with that. So now this is where the gameplay side of things come into play. In bot mode, they are capable of double jump and hovering in the air to fire down at enemies. So just like Transformers War for Cybertron, we are bringing it back, baby, where there's double jump and hovering, like in Transformers War for Cybertron, like the ability, and in Transformers Fall of Cybertron with that hover ability as well. So very similar to that. And as for vehicle mode, it is simply a boost jets for your speed. Now, the reason for this is due to the verticality of some of the levels as you progress in the game. For example, you might double jump and hold so that you can stabilize for a few seconds, aim down, and shoot at the Legion or different enemies in the area. The reason for this is also for balancing out characters. Ground versus characters that can fly is just one of the many reasons why this is possible in the game. If anyone tries to debunk this, here's a great reference as well. If you want to break a game, start off a game with a bunch of cars and tanks. Then add jets and helicopters or whatever, and try to balance that for gameplay purposes. Many game companies have run across this issue when this happens, so it's a bit of a no-brainer that this happened. Look at it this way. If a vehicle is stuck in a valley, or your friend is a jet class when you're playing alongside them, they can easily just fly away themselves out of there, while you as the vehicle character cannot. So jets in game had to be slowed way down to be more like VTOLs, which is a vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, kind of like a helicopter. Hence the reasoning for the double jump and hovering ability for characters. In real life, of course, we have seen these landing aircrafts. Jets can do this as well nowadays. It's been like over a decade or so that jets have been capable of doing this sort of thing, of just like stationary, starting off and just going vertically up and then flying away sort of thing. So it's very common, and we will probably see that with our jets in Transformers Reactivate, which is pretty cool, I think. Now, jump pads were added in-game to some places, but they threw the idea around that it would be another Halo-like game or a platformer if they decided to go that route. They changed it up and focused on developing the characters in their individual abilities instead. So it is unknown if the jump pads were completely eliminated, but characters have more mobility in Transformers Reactivate so that they can get around a lot easier. Currently, characters that were made are Shockwave, Starscream, Ratchet, Ironhide, Bumblebee, Soundwave, Windblade, Hot Rod, and Sunstreaker. Guys, I just have to say that I absolutely love everything from the toys, from Optimus Prime, Soundwave, and I'm not as fond of the Bumblebee version. I'll just be honest there on that end of things. But Starscream I still think looks pretty cool. So besides Bumblebee, I really do hope that Bumblebee maybe has some small upkeep, some small changes to make him a little bit better. But then again, maybe it's just because of the cheap plastic design look, and who knows what it is. But overall, like, I like the Reactivate/Rise toys, and I cannot wait to see the single packs, and maybe they'll be updated with like other versions of those characters with different skins, that sort of thing. Who knows? But long story short, I was saying, like, even the renders, all that sort of thing, I'm really excited. Love the renders, and I cannot wait to see more from what Splash Damage decides to bring for their game. The Game Awards are right around the corner, and who knows if we'll actually get a closed beta test this year or not. Who knows? I really do hope so. Fingers crossed. It would be really awesome if we could all just jump in the closed beta test, have a great time together, and enjoy what Splash Damage's vision is for this game. So just to insert this really quickly into this part of the video, though, I just wanted to mention about the renders is that I do not plan on sharing these renders anytime soon, simply because I made a promise to even some of my sources that I would not leak this information, at least not for a while anyway. Maybe closer to the closed beta test, or maybe closer to launch, who knows. I don't want to completely leave you guys in the dark on these renders, but I wanted to tease you guys just a little bit, just to showcase and proof of concept, basically, that these characters exist and that there's really good renders of them, that sort of thing. If you guys have any questions, I would try to verbalizely or via text, basically, try and describe them to the best of my ability. I might be a little bit vague at times, just because I want to give it a little bit option for imagination, and for Splash Damage to, of course, share this content for themselves too. Yeah, that's all I really have for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you look forward to future videos from my channel. If you guys want to stick around, please like the video, share with your friends, and of course, stay down below in the comments section and discuss what you have seen here today. Can't wait to see you guys in other videos, and if you want to stay connected, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell, and you won't miss a thing. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. This is RoboGamer1HD, over and out. See you all on the battlefield.